Wait, check, Nick. It's a 6-wheeler. Well, 3-axle, but double dualies in the back. Holy hell! This thing could haul a lot of weight.
Have you ever seen the movie Duel?
Duel?
It's like a car chase movie. But basically, this like big ass truck that's probably similar to this, with like a tanker on the back, is like chasing down the sports car, and the fucking truck is faster than the fucking sports car. It's really weird. You have to watch it.
Must have been a shitty sports car. Look at the size of her. Look at them. These things are giant. And it's got 2 of them. So it's got, I don't know if this is 4-wheel drive. If it is, it's got 2 transfer cases. I mean, this thing's a beast. It would actually be pretty neat to own a truck like this.
Yeah.
You could tow anything.
Pretty much.
I wonder if it's diesel. If this thing's diesel, you could pull a house down. Let's see, is it? Let me just hop it in my little cab here. Hop in, Nick. We're going for a ride. Woo! Oh, wow. The steering wheel still turns. Not for parking. What is this? Is this the... Is that the gear shifter? Oh, look at that. Oh, she still shifts. Manual transmission. Give me first. First is a bit crunchy. Second, third. Come on, give me fourth. Fourth is non-existent. Fifth doesn't exist. Oh, hey, it goes in reverse. Back to neutral. Oh wow, the parking brake leaves a little to be desired. It's a little drafty in here. Let's roll up the window. Oh, no, windows aren't gonna roll up.
Give me a big smile. That's a really cool.
Here's one of the backup cabins. It's about 7 o'clock and we've begun our journey. The sun is just kissing the valley. The day is still young. Further upwards we climb. Just over those mountains, Death Valley, crest of the Panamints. And we are way above the town, continuing higher still. And the trail has given us a little bit of reprieve, as this is a semi-flat downhill section before we go up and continue our climb of about 1,000 feet to the, what's the name of the first mine we're hitting, Nick? The Wyoming mine. So after we get around the bend here and can see the town down below, we'll get some footage of that. Okay, we're up above the town now. You can see 2 of the cabins down below. And up in the canyon over there, you can see some of the trucks and stuff. And just barely make out the castle, which is where we're staying. Right down there, you can almost make out the mill. Just sort of right over there. So, yeah, definitely more climbing to go. Yeah, stop for a second here. Nick's also videoing these, but if you look right across, see if I can hold this steady. There's a tram tower. There's another tram tower. I think there's another one. There's another tram tower. So it's very cool to see the tram towers still standing. So those are heading up to the Wyoming. Nick in his natural habitat. Okay, so we're directly across from Sugarloaf. You can see the trail running across there, and that's heading to which mine, Nick?
The Stewart's Wonder.
Stewart's Wonder. It's a wonder how Stewart got it there. Anyways, you could see, make out the tailings pile for the mine right over there. And heading up and over, there's a closer look at one of the tram towers. Let's see if I can zoom in on it very carefully. So they put it on a rock outcropping, Probably part of why it's still there. There's another one. The remains of something there. And there's a whole bunch of them going all the way up to the Wyoming line. So, yeah, you can see we still got, what do you say, 200 feet elevation gain to go?
Yeah, and then plus more to get to the higher tunnels. So.
We'll get her done.
Oh yeah.
Keep her moving.
We're making really good time.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're coming up. A couple different things up here. Looks like perhaps dynamite storage over there. Come on, Nick, I believe in you. Because the viewers want to see their sexy host. And you never film yourself in your own videos. Yeah. What they got going on up here? This looks like a wall that fell down. Yep. Let's see what's over there. The view is fantastic. Sun's just coming up. You can tell some of this stuff, like this, all this heavy rail that's been welded together, that's all newer. I mean, the rail's probably old, but they definitely weren't welding it in the 1870s. Ooh. Okay, so in order to get air into the mine, they got a nice blower here. Looks home built. Let's see if we get to come out. Is that an Alice Chalmers motor? Yes, it is. So looks like it's a 3-phase induction motor. There's the pillow blocks on it. This is a newer thing. This isn't old by any means. Especially with, check out these panels. This is all newer stuff. Probably from when it was being worked in the 70s and early 80s. Ooh, look at the size of that turnbuckle. That's a very large turnbuckle. A little bit of conduit, tuna cans. Otherwise relatively void of artifacts in here. Let's head around the corner here. That looks like our main portal right there. I like this duct coming out. Yeah, they were using the much newer, sort of like a canvas bag stuff to get air in. So that would indicate that it might have had bad air back in there. Hello! That actually kind of echoes a little bit. This metal object over here looks like an old metal storage rack. Let's get the view of the town. The view that everyone wants to see. Ooh. There it is, way down below. And if you carefully get close to the edge, you can see a tram tower right over to the side there. So very neat. Yeah. Okay, we're all suited up here. Left behind the hat, sunglasses, and backpack, of course, as those won't be necessary. We know that this guy doesn't go through, so we're gonna be coming back out this way. I don't have a helmet on me, but that's okay, because one, the hike in was pretty bad, and then, well, it wasn't horrible, but I don't want to carry it the whole way. And let there be light. Sorry about the lines, everybody. It's LED, and it's, let's see if I could actually do a, there we go. It's a little bit, it's lower light. That's probably a little better right there. Carrying on. Good size compressed air lines in here. And the vent ducting is still up. This is a nice open tunnel here. Don't have to worry about head clearance at all. can see, you got water line as the smaller line. I think that's PVC. And compressed air is the bigger line, which ends right about here. Got a little bit of an opening to the right here. Doesn't go anywhere. I hear this is a fairly void tunnel. I mean, just goes in, winds around a little bit, but doesn't do much more other than that. Another opening off to the right. So this was a newer work tunnel. You could tell there's no ties on the ground. So they would have been driving in little excavator vehicles and other rubber tired vehicles through here. And that one that we saw on the hike in, the little 2-cylinder engine, that likely was being driven up here. Fortunately, it's way down. We got a little bit of wood timbering, massive beams. You can tell. So they only used the wood timbering where they thought it was unstable. And this section definitely fits the bill. Looks like they got into a crack here. You can see it's a crevice over there and over there. Just going right across. So they probably busted into this natural vein here. Softer material, reinforced it. We got a drill steel here. Ooh, it's an older one because it's a single forged piece, although you can see, zoom in. Come on, focus. See the little hole there? That means it is not a Widowmaker. So it's not super old, but definitely not new. Oh, wow. We got a booster fan for the vent ducting, and it looks like they, oh no, it just goes hardline for a second and then continues. Reverse, stop. Another Allen Bradley. They're still in business today. They actually, the company I work for has controllers, motor controllers from them. More wood timbering. Nick has kicked up a little bit of dust. So he's still going. I don't even hear him anymore. Another drill steel. So again, that's a little bit of a newer model. They're not old. These tunnels are absolutely massive. I could drive my pickup truck through here, no problem. I mean, mind you, it's a smaller pickup truck, just a little Frontier, but you could drive a truck in here with no issues. That's pretty good size. Little bit of a drift off to the left, only goes a couple feet, then stops. Oh, do we have something to the right? Another little drift. Nick was saying that this was an unsuccessful tunnel, so they probably ran it in. Bit of a raise there. Ran it in, and then they had those little offshoots, either for machinery, so that, let's say, a vehicle's coming in here, you don't get a backup, or they maybe went to the side to try and see what was there. Check this out. I don't know if it's going to come out. See the vein that they were following there? And that white rock, it's a quartz. Wow. Good size. That's all the rock that's out on the tailings pile outside. So that's what they were going after. I'm starting to hear Nick, which means we may be reaching the end. No sign of a raise or winds that connects to other levels. Oh, there we go. There's Nick. Switch to a lesser light so I don't blind him. Timber storage here.
She goes a long ways.
Oh, she keeps going?
Well, I've reached that.
Oh.
I haven't moved that far.
Well, I gotta go touch the face. You know, it's obligatory. I'll be back. Alright, we're gonna pick up the pace here then. So you can see we're moving pretty good. Ooh, backfill drift. So they got some timbers up here. See those pieces of metal there? Those are those ones that were back there. So instead of making little cutouts for stoles, just use those steels. And it's probably easier to use because you just have to drill a hole with the drill, which they're already doing for blasting, and shove those guys in. Is that it? I think I see the end. A little bit more timber in. Ooh. They started to go up. It looks like they found a fault line here. You can tell by the smooth face. Yeah. So they ran into a bit of a fault line here. Very cool. Ooh. Check this out. They don't make them like that anymore. Ooh. Look at the size of that mortise. This is put together by a decent carpenter. Little bolts tying the two ends together. Oh wow. You could just make out the chimney there from the old mill. And you can see these guys. Why hello! You can see all the tram stations continuing down. That's really neat. We're up at the next tram tower. And while we were yodeling our way on up, I noticed this little thing over here. And I think this is what was used to hold the cable to the tram tower. My accomplice Nick down below. This is some rough country. And the altitude is... Attaboy, yodel for me! For the jittery footage, and a couple of old square nails from the original construction of this tram tower. So, out of focus. Very neat. Now Nick was saying that these towers originally built for the old mill, which the old mill, so these would have been built in like the 1850s or 60s?
1870s.
1870s, okay. And then they rebuilt them in the 20s, which is why you can see round nails up there. There's still a lot of square nails in them. Very neat. We made it, boys. So, look at the way this is anchored. Keep it from being pulled down by the weight.
Yeah, they close over the cable, and that way the cable wouldn't slip on the bull wheel. Yeah, there's a bunch of oh, here's the brake lever right here. Yeah. You can see the brake band on the top of the bull wheel.
Yeah, this is the tensioner for the wheel. So you spin this guy, and that would pull the wheel in and out, I think? Or is that the brake band? No, I take it back. That's the brake band, yeah.
That's the brake band, so.
Yeah, so by pulling on that, you can see a screw, pulls it in, and then it's got the band that goes all the way around the wheel. And it's pretty neat, these wheels. They got teeth in them. So as the cable gets pulled in, it actually grips it. That way you get very little slippage. And the way this whole thing's been mounted, it's very neat. Yeah, it's too bad it's all kind of covered up. Wow. She's a beaut. And what's this guy here? Oh, so this might have been, okay. So the way the brake works, this wheel applies, I think that's just tension for when you're just going down. And then this lever here, by pulling on this one, see that releases tension? And then pulling it that way, that would break it. But as the brake wears out, you need to tighten it up so that you don't lose tension. And that's what that wheel is for. Yep. And you could just barely make out one of the tram towers a little farther down. And this one, that's the first one here, is unfortunately collapsed. The later workings ran a cable up for electrical, and that actually keeps going. So there might be something farther up there. You can see little minor roads going over there, and the town way below. So yeah, let's get the trestle is still standing. So they would have come off of this and then dumped. They must have had some sort of special system here to get the ore into the buckets, because the drive wheel for the tram system is down there. So perhaps the bucket stayed there, and they might have had maybe not a pipe, but you know, a funnel. That might be what all these pieces of steel are. See all these flat pieces that are kind of rounded? So they dump it off the edge, and then they'd fill it up, and when they were done, they could lift sort of the edge up. That way it doesn't keep pouring rock in. And you could kind of see like a trail where Nick's standing. It's sort of a line of ore there. Likely they got spilled. Neat. Sorry, Nick. Anyways, walked out to the end of the God, I'm drawing a blank on everything. Don't tell me it's a trestle.
Yes, sir.
And we're pretty high up. I do not like heights, but the view is stupendous. Check out, we got there's a wheel. So there would have been a chute here that went down, and then I think it had like a gate on it or something, and that way they could fill up the buckets and then send them off on their merry way. There's the town way down there. So yeah, let's get to exploring, shall we? Let's see if I can film this without eating it. There we go. Woo. There we go. Got a ore cart here, but it's missing a lot of stuff. This is a newer cart, but oh, look at the size of it. That's a massive cart. It's missing the trucks and the wheels. And that would have continued right into the tunnel there. Nick has informed me that this is known as the tram tunnel because, well, the tram is right down there for the tramway. That's what we got around here. Ooh, okay, so these are used, this is for adjustable brake. So when you're braking, you pull on it and you could set it in the notches to set an amount of brake. I bet you this is off of the tram station down there. Yeah, I bet this is off of that. See a little bit of airline here. If I didn't know any better, I'd say that this guy was screwed into that guy. Here's our air supply. We got, ooh. Alright, so this would have been used inside the mine for the air drills or for various sections. Just a little valve. And they got a master, oh man, she sees. That's a gate valve there. And so, yeah, that would have been the main airline in. And this is your accumulator tank, which is massive. It's a good 2 or 3 feet, at least taller than I am. Here's another accumulator tank as well. And then this thing, man, this is a massive, massive air compressor. You could run one hell of a drill off of this. Looks like it's a GM engine. I can't see the distributor, but I'd guess it's a straight 6. might be, actually, this might be diesel. Yeah, I think this is actually a diesel engine. Holy hell. Yeah, this thing can kick out quite a bit of air. Here's the gauges here. There's air receiver, so that's the air pressure coming out. This looks like an oil pressure gauge, although it has engine oil. Maybe that's the oil pressure just for the compressor. We got water temperature, and that's amperes for draw. There's the battery there. And you can see this has got a whole bunch of valves and blow-offs and safeties and other stuff on it. Ooh, what's that over there? That's I think this is also a generator. Yeah, oh no, that's RPM. And it's also got a tachometer. It looks like it's got, or not a tachometer, an odometer. 606 hours. I wonder if that ticked over. The frame on this is one hell of a trailer. This is a much newer compressor. It's a Gardner Denver. It's an older company. Yeah, you can see the GD on all the cases here. And looking at this compressor, this is a newer compressor. So it looks like a screw type compressor. So yeah, this would have kicked out a ton of air. They must have really been working this tunnel up here. Looking forward to getting inside. What have we got here? Yeah, I'm thinking maybe it is a gas engine. I haven't found the high pressure pump for the fuel. That might be buried down in there a little bit more. These are the inspection covers for all the cranks. So let's see, there's 2, 4, 6, straight 6. Yeah. Pretty massive. Twin V-belt running the fan. There's your water pump, alternator. Well, that looks like a generator actually. But yeah, let's see if we can climb on up. They were actively using this. Somebody put a can on the top, keep water out of the exhaust. Although the intake filters have all been stolen, so kind of a mute point. There's the town down there. There's Nick on the trestle. Let's get on in. Okay, pitter patter, let's get at her. Time to delve on in. Nick's already inside. And he's informed me that there's a surprise. Now he hasn't told me what it is, so I don't know either. We're all gonna discover this together. This is a little tight here. Ooh. You can see Nick down there. Let there be light. Okay. If I could figure out this damn flashlight. There we go. It's a bit spotty, but the other flashlight has got a PWM circuit for it that reduces the voltage. Ooh. Oh, this must be the surprise. Oh, this is the truck and wheels from that ore car. If that ore car did not weigh a ton, and there wasn't a bunch of dirt in the way, I'd try and get it back on this. Nick is still down there. Okay, I got an idea. Oh no! Oh. There's another one. Oh, yes. Give her a tip.
Did you want something?
What? I think you got her backwards.
What do you mean backwards?
Oh, it must be a side tip only. There's a,
Well, it does front tip, but something's catching.
there's a hitch over here.
Oh, it's that bumper in the front.
Oh, it's a hitch tie the two carts together.
Oh, yeah. So that's why it's not working.
Yeah.
Yeah, so can't really dump this car all the way because of the bumper in front or the hitch in front.
Have you released
So,
the...
Yeah. So
Oh, okay.
the only way to dump it would be to tip to the side of it. But still, this thing is pretty cool.
Oh, that's so neat.
It's in great shape.
Okay, we're gonna have to ride this.
Of course.
Yep. Okay. So we played with the ore cart down there. Had a grand old time. We're gonna come back and I'm gonna film that a little bit more. We're gonna ride around in it. I'm gonna go catch up with Nick. Check out there's some steel cable. So they might have been using this to pull the carts along. Some drill steel.
Drop down. Supposedly 200 feet. And
Ooh.
someone actually rappelled down there. And they stated that the ladders, as they're going down, were breaking free. But they reached the bottom and didn't find anything, so no need for us to go down there. But look at this little winch they're using. Powered winch. Actually, it's a slusher. It's double drum. I don't know if they could have been using this to winch up buckets, but maybe they were also doing some slushing. Oh, actually, yeah, they were definitely doing some slushing. I see the slusher bucket right there.
Oh yeah, and there's the it's got that, it's a ramp, so they pull the ore carts right underneath this, pull the slusher bucket right up, and then dump right into the carts.
Yep, I've seen a couple slusher ramps, but never a ramp with a slusher. So
this is gorgeous. It's all in one piece.
Electrical panel there, and this raise right here should go actually up to another tunnel higher up.
So this is the one we're going to travel?
Maybe.
Potentially.
If that's safe enough. If not, then we can go climb higher up on the hill and go that way.
It's interesting that they'd use an electric slusher when they had such an abundance of air.
Wait, that's an electric slusher?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, notice the cable here coming in?
Oh, yeah.
It's 3-phase. And oh, look, an old Westinghouse panel. Knock the dust off of it. There we go. Yep, there's the main contacts. Very neat. I'm gonna sneak under here. Ooh.
So I'm going to say that's not an air-powered slusher, that's an electrical-powered slusher, and that makes sense because there's electrical panels in here. Yeah, let's go back over here and check out the working place.
Here's the slusher. And there should be some pulleys in here. Because the way they'd use the slusher motor is they'd have pulleys hung up on the walls, and so one cable would pull the slusher back in and the other cable would pull the slusher out. And that way one guy could essentially slush a fairly good extent of tunnel, although the pulleys seem to have been nabbed. Little drill steel here. Check out all these holes.
And here's the buckets.
Ooh. More beautiful rock samples. Let's see if I can get this guy to come out.
Obviously scrape the ore towards the ore.
Very beautiful.
Back to the face.
So Nick brought to my attention, drop this down, that there is a gorgeous vein here. I guess my lights sort of flooded it out. And this is what they were following here. See the blues, the greens, and there's also some pyrite in it as well. That's where you can kind of see these pockets. So it's iron sulfide or sulfate. Now I can't remember which one it is. But essentially, what happens is the water mixes, washes out the sulfides, and then the iron essentially rusts or washes out as well with enough time. And you're left with all these little holes. So, but the vein here is gorgeous. A couple different things here they were following. That might be the silver right there. Yeah, or maybe gold. Looks like it's high sulfide. There's a lot of little pyrite in there. And also, check out over here. When they were blasting, the force of the blast shoved this fuse up into the side and embedded it in the rock. It's still there. So, very cool. So we played with this slusher a little bit more. And I just want to quickly film. There are some identifying plates over here. So we got machine number 19947. This other plate says, so we get to come out. Made in USA, I can read that, but I can't quite make out the rest. Got a little Zerk fit in there. And the cool thing is, because this spins freely, release the brake, we were actually able to pull the cables through and, you know, just kind of play around with it. This is a lot of fun. This is so neat. See if it says anything on the motor. I can't make out anything. It is odd to see an electric slusher, because they had an abundance of air, and the air-powered ones, I mean, they're pretty heavy duty on torque. So, all right. You said it, buddy. Yeah, we're gonna try and get a uber close up. Oh my God, refresh rate. Not like this. Okay, we're gonna use this little light.
I think we also put some of this mineralization here and some of the efflorescence. It's just gorgeous.
Look at these little blooms. Sulfur and quartz, maybe?
Yeah. All the yellow is iron stained efflorescence, I think.
From the pyrite.
Yeah. Oxidized pyrite.
There's some nice ones over here. Let's head on over. These large blooms. A little bit of pink in that pocket. Very pretty. Nick, in his natural habitat,